Smolensk Cemetery in St. Petersburg is a burial place for Orthodox Christians, located in the west of the city, in the center of Vasilievsky Island. It is located near the Smolenka River, Malый Prospect and Baron Street. The nearest subway stations are Vasiliostrovskaya and Primorskaya. There are several churches and chapels, mass graves and burials of famous figures of science and culture on the territory of the churchyard. According to legend, in the first year of construction of St. Petersburg, on the southern bank of the Black River, Smolenka, on Vasilievsky Island, workers of the Carpenters Hotel and diggers from the Smolensk province were buried. Since that time, the field on this coast and deep into Vasilievsky Island has been called Smolensk. In 1738, places for burial were officially established here for the first time. In 1809, the first cemetery entrance appeared from Kamskaya, formerly Church Street. On November 11, 1824, the cemetery and the cemetery church were visited by Emperor Alexander I, who noticed the closeness of the cemetery and the lack of place for new burials, and therefore himself appointed a plot for addition to the cemetery, taken from the adjacent city territory. Many famous people have found their last rest at the Smolensk Cemetery in St. Petersburg. The burial of the famous nanny of the poet Alexander Pushkin is evidenced by a memorial plaque installed at the entrance to the cemetery. However, the exact location of the grave has not been established. It is generally believed that it was lost due to constant flooding. Pushkin was not present at the nanny's funeral, and there is information that when a year later he came to Smolensk Orthodox Cemetery to honor the memory of Irina Rodionovna, he could not find her burial place even then. Ukrainian writer and poet Taras Shevchenko was originally buried on the right side on the Petrograd path, near the Smolensk church. He was later reburied in Ukraine. Director Alexei Balabanov, author of the films Bravo, Bravo 2 and others, is buried near an old dilapidated crypt on the Moscow path between the Transverse and Third Track. Not far from him is his father's grave. Soviet pop singer Edward Hill is buried near the chapel of Ksenia of St. Petersburg, on the Trinity path. Grave of the singer Lyudmila Senchina, who received the titles of Cinderella of the Soviet stage and Petersburg Nightingale during her lifetime, is located next to his grave. Also buried at Smolensk Cemetery are the drummer of the group Kino, George Guryanov. Dmitry Kozyrev, one of the main creators in the early 1990s of the Alice Peter Army, the creator of the Scarf with a Girl, theater and film actress Anna Samokhina, and many others. Here, around 1803, Ksenia of St. Petersburg, canonized in 1988, was buried. Grave was constantly dismantled by pilgrims, so a stone slab was placed on the grave, but it was gradually split and carried away by visitors in pieces. Now there is a chapel on this place, to which the flow of people never runs out. Currently, the cemetery is one of the most famous in the city, a popular tourist and pilgrimage route, one of the most beautiful and well-maintained cemeteries in the city. But for citizens of St. Petersburg, Smolenka is, first of all, history, a place that preserves the spirit of St. Petersburg.